this on the road so we can take it places. Look at you doing burnouts. How dare you? Welcome back. It's a new day, a new project, a new part of the project. Today's going to be, will it stop? So now it runs, so we're going to see if it'll actually stop. The e-brake works, so that gives me hope. It started and runs fine. My Coronet had the same master cylinder, just the single pot, and the brakes didn't work, but I just took it off, took it apart, cleaned it up, put it back together, and it works. So if it's filthy in there, which I'm betting it is, we might just try the same thing. If not, I have another dual pot master cylinder, and we'll see if we can break these lines free, but I really don't want to get that too far into it. So, let's get started. Alright, let's crack this open. That was easy enough. What lies beneath? Sounds like rust. It's not terrible. I mean, there's definitely filth in the bottom, but I thought the sides would be all rusted up. Let's clean this out. Definitely some coagulated brake fluid. I mean, it looks clean though. If I can break this free, that would be ideal. Alright, let's see if we can get that off. What are the chances? I don't believe it. Just not used to non-rusted solid parts. That's crazy. Alright, well, now I can pull this master and clean it out really well. I bet it'll work. The wheel cylinders are another issue, but okay, I probably have to pull the pedal bolt out because I bet that rod in the back of this master cylinder is in there pretty well. Sometimes they just come right off and sometimes they're stuck in there. Those are actually studs. Those aren't even bolt heads. I don't know if you can see that. So there must be nuts on the inside. Let's check it out. So there it is. There's two of the nuts. So I'll take the 4 off and then I'll probably take this bolt out that holds the rod, and we'll pull the master and pull it apart, clean it out, see what we got. So I bought new brake hoses. Here are the fronts, H53540. Here's the rear, FH110. And I fully intend on replacing these because, you know, the rubber collapses inside and you don't know it until you go to use the brakes and all sorts of problems. So I looked under the car. I don't see any evidence of these wheel cylinders leaking, at least not in the rear. So there's one of the front hoses. That definitely needs to be replaced. I'm going to pull the wheels off momentarily and do that. Here's the other one. Not horrible, but I'm still going to replace it. I don't see any evidence of a leaking wheel cylinder though. So based on that, and the fact that this master cylinder, I mean, I wiped it clean and it is clean, and the pedal works, I think I'm going to put some fluid in it and just let it drain out. Just pump the pedal a couple times and see if any garbage comes out. I'll replace these front lines, take a look at the brakes, and go from there. But I don't think I'm going to pull this master, not unless I'm going to replace it, which at this point I just want the car to stop so I can move it around. You know, maybe when I get it on the road and start driving it, you know, I'll go to a dual circuit master cylinder. So let's see what happens with this. Okay, we got air bubbles coming out. That's a good sign. So after a camera malfunction, I pulled this. That didn't help. It was coming out, but it was all muddy and it wasn't really like shooting out like it should. So I pulled it, pulled the bolts off. Some rust floating inside it. A lot of rust coming out of it. Let's see if this will pull out of here. A lot of these times these don't just come right out nice and smooth. So we're gonna find out. It's pretty rusty. Rust filled. Might be salvageable. The one on the Coronet was worse. It was completely filled with rust, like rusted out, and it works temporarily. I'm debating cleaning this up, or I might try to use this. This actually came in the car. I mean, it'll work with manual brakes. I think I have the exact same master cylinder on the Dart. It has front disc, but it has a proportioning valve outside of it. So this should work. It's just a matter of, do I want to spend the time? This would run the front, this line coming down. I'd have to do a new line, and then those two lines go to the front. The one that goes to the back, I'd have to splice it in. I don't want to run a whole new line to the back. It wouldn't be difficult, but I don't have the brake line. I just hate to take apart this stuff if it ain't broken. And it doesn't look rotted. It's not rusted to death on the outside. You know, it might just come right out, but then I have to deal with splicing that rear line. Never spliced a rear or a brake line. I don't know if that's even a good idea. Decisions. Alright, let me see if I can clean this up, how well it cleans up. Cleaned out the master, put it back on. I'm going to hold off on this other master cylinder. It does have the aluminum bracket on the back, so it'll bolt right onto this as long as you have some bolts, because this master has studs on it. Yeah, so I decided to wait because I don't want to get into this and tear it apart and break lines and until I have parts, till I know what I need. I'm going to pull the front wheel off, probably both of them, and put those new soft lines on. And we'll see what the brakes look like on the front. These tires are definitely dry rotted, but I believe these rims are powder coated. They must be. They're like rust free. Trying to get these off without damage. That was easy enough. So it has the left-hand threads, right-hand threads. I think it's left-hand threads on the driver's side. So it's lefty, tighty, righty, loosey. Righty, loosey, yeah. Yeah, I think that's powder coated. I mean, that would have rusted to hell after 20 years. So these should be the drums that you have to pull the nut off to get off, because they're swedged on, I think it's called. Well, the studs go through it and through the hub. It's definitely dry rotted. I mean, but this is pretty much rust free, so let's see if we can get this off without too much difficulty. I'm betting here. I'm not spraying these because I don't want this wrench to slip, and everything else has come off fairly easy, so I'm going to attempt it. Now you know. What is the trick in getting these clamps off? I think I knew it and forgot it. Maybe it's use this pair of pliers. Yeah, that looks clogged. Okay, that better have had a copper washer on it, because there wasn't one in the box. I best check. It's better to check before you put it on. Yeah, nothing. What's up with that? Nothing in the box. Or they want you to reuse the old one? Is that it? That's pretty ridiculous. I mean, based on the end of this, it's more like a fitting. I'm not sure if this copper washer is helping at all. If anything, it might make it leak. If it's keeping it from seating. The old one had it. It's the same length. Never had a brake line that didn't have that going into the wheel cylinder or caliper. What's going on, Dorman? This clip still has like gray paint on it. One down. Just repeat the other side and do the rear. Check out where those bleeders are. That is ridiculous. I might have to pull the drums and the hubs and the wheel cylinders to bleed the front brakes. That's crazy. I don't even know if I can get a wrench on that. Definitely can't get a socket on it. That's insane. So I got the master cylinder cleaned up. It's installed again. The dual one will have to wait till another time. I just need this thing to stop. I did the front two lines, the soft lines. The passenger side gave me a little bit of difficulty, but it wasn't too bad. I got the rear rubber hose on. I got some grass cut. Been working on the Valiant too. Got some goodies for that hidden away. I think I've said this 100 times. I've got front rims and tires for it, and I've got rear rims with no tires on it. So that way I'll just need to buy 2 tires instead of replacing these 4, and I'll keep these rims for something else at a later date. It's still running well, so we'll finish this up tomorrow or another day. So I tried to get that single pot master cylinder to work, and it would not. The problem is this valve right here, it's not working. I can get fluid to show up at the base here, at the bottom, but it's not coming through the valve. It's just kind of leaking around it. So for some reason that valve is sealed. So I'm going to use that dual circuit master that came with the car, so it's not costing me anything. I need to reuse this rod. It would be nice if I had a spring and a boot here, but it's shot. So I had the master. I had an extra piece of 3/16 brake line. The only thing I had to buy was I needed some more brake line. I needed a plug, and I needed 1 union. These 4 bolts I had, and I'm going to reuse the nuts, so that'll hold the master on. But these are for, so the rear brake line comes up there under the clutch fork. So I need a union for that, because I don't want to run an entire new brake line. And then a piece of brake line up to the master. And then I need a new piece of brake line down to the old junction. And then where that rear brake came in, I have a plug for that. And Mopar did something weird. They used 3/16 brake lines, but on the single circuit master, the brake line down was a 1/4 inch for some reason. So I had an extra fitting that fits that 1/4 inch and takes a 3/16 brake line. So we're good there. And I also had these fittings from when I did the brakes on the Valiant. So typically the front is for the rear brakes, the back is for the front. I don't think it really matters with 4-wheel drum, but this should work. I think the only difficult part will be getting this rod out of the old Master. For some reason with this ring here, or the boot, one of the other ones, sometimes they're hard to get out. I did open up the wheel cylinders and use the air compressor and blow through the lines. A bunch of garbage came out. Not really garbage, but more like coagulated brake fluid. I was going to pull the front brakes apart, but you gotta take the hub off. I was going to take the rear wheels off and check the cylinders, but everything looks new under there. Newish, newer, new enough. So we're going to put this Master on and see if it'll work. So there's actually a rubber grommet that's on the end of the rod. I don't know where to get them or how to get them or anything like that, so what I do is just usually take a piece of hose and cut it. And it doesn't even have to go all the way around, it just has to center it in the master cylinder. And once it's in, it just keeps it from coming out, really. That's all it does. It self-centers. I wish I had a spring or some kind of spring setup, but on the Dart I have the same master cylinder, has the same rod, I did the same thing. I don't have any issues. The pedal comes back, force of the hydraulics pushes it back. So there it is, it's done. Got the front going to the rear with the coupling. Got the rear going to the front with a plug in the back that used to go to the rear. These actually bottomed out pretty close. I don't think I'd have much more turn on them before the line became secure. The Dart wasn't like that, but it's on. It's got 2 circuits, which is good. All the bleeders on the wheel cylinders turned. Like I said, I blew air through the lines and I got some mud out. Here's the mud. I don't know if it's dirty or rusty or both. At least I got something out of these lines. I guess there's hope for these wheel cylinders. So here we are. Probably should have just put this Master on. I had it. It was free. It was in the trunk or passenger compartment, wherever it was. I only had to buy 1 line and a couple fittings, but at least it's done. Now I just need to phone a friend again, bleed the brakes, see what the wheel cylinders do. Here's the Dart setup. Basically it's the same master cylinder. I did the same thing, plugged off where the rear line was going in that brass junction and just plumbed a line right to the rear. This one has front disc brakes, so there's a proportioning valve for the rear. Other than that, it's basically the same. These nuts didn't bottom out so much on this one. I don't know what the difference was there. I got the fuel balls, I got the one on the rear, and then the tunnel ram gaskets started leaking. The gaskets in between the 2 pieces. So I just got those in, so I gotta take the carbs off and the top off and that whole thing to make this move again. Fun, fun. First time you're gonna hear it run, aren't you excited?
Where do I stand?
In the way.
Oh, it smells so musty dusty. The door doesn't want to stay open. And it shut all the way.
Huh?
It shut all the way. Even when, like...
It shuts incredibly well.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like it's brand new. I don't think any of these other cars do that.
No.
Are you saying we should keep it?
It's literally the 11th.
A little late.
Hmm. This dash looks familiar. Oh. Got my leg amputated on accident. Ugh, the seat feels weird. What
This
the?
is the wrench.
Oh, what?
This is the wrench for the rear bleeders. It's 5/16, and the front ones take 1/4. Look how tiny that is.
That's so tiny. Where's the armrest on this one?
On the seat next to you.
Oh.
You gonna hear me from under the car?
What?
You gonna be able to hear me from under the car?
I don't know. Find out.
Pedal.
What?
Huh?
What?
Where's the pedal?
Where is it? It's on the floor.
Down?
Oh. Yeah, now it is.
Up?
This is exciting stuff.
Sec.
What?
1 second.
Okay.
Up. Down.
This seat is itchy.
Up. Down.
I'll get through it. I'm strong. Okay, yep, no, down. Alright, there's a black spot on my white sneakers, so I had to inspect it for a sec. Okay. Did you eat dinner yet? What'd you eat? What?
Leftovers.
What were leftovers? That ham sandwich was like disgusting. Oh my god. There's a puppy. Do you see the puppy? Do you see the puppy? He doesn't care about the puppy. Oh my god, it's so cute. He's blocking my view of the puppy right now. I'm not happy about this. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. I can't tell what kind. Oh, it's a pug. Is that a pug? Oh, it's a black pug.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Now.
Your number one choice for auto body repair. Martin Auto Body. Good for Martin. Martin's a good guy. Just kidding, I've never met Martin.
Okay, I need you to turn the wheel all the way right. Can you handle that?
I can give it my... I can give it my all. Oh. Oh my god, the police just passed. Do I have my license on me? Oh my. Oh. Oh my. I'm strong. I got this.
Okay, you're like not even halfway there.
Are you serious?
Do the sounds make it easier?
Stop. Ugh.
Someone hurting you?
I'm gonna throw my shoulder out. Am I all the way?
I think so.
Okay. My dad tells me I have spaghetti arms. I'm afraid it's quite accurate. Oh my. It's like the monkey bars all over again. I'm gonna get like calluses on my hands. Nobody told me this would be a workout. Am I there? I think I've reached it. Breaking a sweat. Look it. That's all it goes down. What?
That's good news.
Yeah.
Can you drive a tree on the tree?
I don't know. I've never done it on the tree scenario. Oops. I left you guys in here. I like how this looks from the back. I don't know, I just really like the back windshield. And what's this again?
64 Belvedere.
This is a 64?
Yeah.
And you wanted a 64?
I wanted a 64 Belvedere with Kragers.
Has the desire come back?
I don't know. I mean, this car is like hitting all the buttons. And I mean, it started right up. It runs better than the Valiant does.
Wait, is this a slant 6? I forgot about that.
Same as the Valiant. Alright, I guess it's time to test the brakes.
Take it for a spin.
I will.
The brakes work. That is a cool car. Oh my. A little too close for my liking.
So up and in is reverse. So I gotta avoid that. How's it look?
It's good. What? Did you put more?
Woodpecker. this forward and push it down. That's first. So now you're gonna work the. You don't have to go to second. Just work the brake or the.
Oh, you mean I have to do this at the same time?
You don't have to
Like,
go
do
to
the
second.
thing? What?
You're not gonna get up enough speed to go to second.
But do I have to do that thing where I ease off one? Or else it, like, gets mad at me?
Yeah. Just get it going a bit forward and then push the clutch in. Push the clutch in.
Did I do it?
Yeah. Now hit the. There you go. That wasn't so hard, was it? Just sitting on the edge of the seat like that.
I don't know when to do the trade-off.
You did it the first time. Yeah, that's a little much with the gas.
I'm trying to do the trade-off. I don't want to break anything.
Okay, we gotta get this on the road so we can take it places. Look at you doing burnouts. How dare you?
Oh, we have to probably back it in, right?
Okay, lift it up into the middle. Should be neutral. Let off the clutch slowly to make sure. Yep.
Can I turn it off or not?
Sure. Turn it off.
Well, are you gonna like back it in?
I'd want to see how hot it is. You like doing burnouts.
I like the way it looks, and I like the way it drives. I've never done the tree before.
You did the one on the tree.
Well, now I can say that.
So my little brake fix worked. I don't see any leaks. It stops ridiculous. Like it doesn't pull to one side. It doesn't hesitate. The pedal's high. And that Master was in the back seat. So it didn't cost me anything.
Woo! Free money.
Wrap it up. The goal was to get it to stop.
And it stops.
So what's next? Get plates for it,
Yep. Registration.
and then you can drive it. You can drive this, right? We could take this. Like I could take a car and you could take this.
Yeah,
It's not hard to drive.
I know.
I think the Dart was more difficult.
I need to get used to the trade-off thing. That's why I want to practice more.
All right. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Say thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Don't forget to subscribe.
That's a tree growing in the back window. I think it adds to the character of the car, don't you?
I don't know how to get a good picture of that.